Good
We are
evening.
live
So, this is going to be the recording
of
of
chapter 4
chapter 4.
in
Chapter
Genesis.
4.
Now, we don't have a
This
recording of 2 and 3, but from now on, we're going to try recording at least the session piece in chapter 4 so that anyone who's missing has a chance to read over and review. Now, I just want to say
was
while this is recording, we are still trying to figure this out. So, this is also part accountability, and that's also a power, reading and participation. So if you cannot make it on the record on the chat live, it is accountability to also review the video that we're doing right now, read along with us, collect notes, and bring your notes to the next session.
And if you have
So
awesome.
questions, you can write
Love
down
it.
your questions and bring it into our next session.
right.
So,
We
Questions and
just want to
notes.
also just say, like, we have our house rules that just remind us on this chat that, what happens in this chat stays in this chat. We're still working on a conductive time. Yes, we're not perfect, but we're going to figure this out as we go, as more sessions go. This is what our fourth session together. Also, I want to
Yes.
reiterate what happens into this chat stays in this chat. And again, this is about unity, love, and sistership. Also, in community when fellowship to understands God's word. This is not at all means for frustrations or discourse.
all right.
I just want to say that with
Amen.
recording that this is about
Amen.
learning and accountability, accountable for ourselves and accountable for each other.
Amen.
So, we will give you the honors of reading 1 through. Do you want to go straight through, or you want to stop at 1 through 5?
I can
1 to
do,
15.
Or how did you have your sections? Because I know you do yours in sections.
yeah, so I'll do, because this one's big, we're going to do on 1 through 10 together. And then 1 through 10, no, 1 through 15, because they're like chunked off.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just do 115 together in one contazo.
Okay.
Ready? So I'll take the
Yeah.
first 15. Everyone's open?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm open.
So the header of this is called is this is Genesis chapter 4. It's called Cain murders Abel. And it starts like this. Now Adam knew Eve his wife, and she conceived and bore Cain and said, I have acquired this man from the Lord. Then she bore again, this time his brother Abel. Now Abel was a keeper of the sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And the process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought an offering of fruits of the ground to the Lord. Abel bought the firstborn of his flock and their fat, and the Lord respected Abel and his offering. But the Lord did not respect Cain and his offering. Cain was very angry, and his countenance fell. Verse 6. So the Lord said to Cain, why are you angry? Why has your countenance have fallen? If you do well, would you not be a if wait, sorry. Who? If you do well, will you not accept will not be accepted? And if you do not do well, sin lies at the door. Desire is for you, but you shall rule over it. Now Cain talked with Abel and his brother, and it came to pass then they were in a field. Cain rose against Abel and his brother and killed him. The Lord said to Cain, where is your brother Abel? And said, I do not know. I do not know. Am I my brother's keeper? He said, what have you done? The voice of your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. So you are cursed from the earth, which has opened its mouth and received your brother's blood from your hands. You will till the ground and shall no longer fields its strength to you. A fugitive and vagabond you shall be on the earth. And Cain said to the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Surely you have driven me out this day from the face of the ground. Shall be hidden from your face. I shall be a fugitive and vagabond on the earth. It will happen that anyone who finds me will kill me. And the Lord said, therefore, anyone who kills Cain, the vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord has marked Cain, lest anyone find him should kill him. So that's verse 15. So I'm gonna, you know how I always like to unpack things. So this basically talks about how Eve and Adam started a family. So when the key point that I really want that really stuck out to me is that Abel was a keeper of the sheep and Cain was a tiller of the ground. So job wise, understanding each job, it seems that Abel was a shepherd and Cain was basically a farmer. He took up part of the vegetation. Tiller is basically, farm life, agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
But the part that really stuck into me was Cain just gave the overripe dead fruit and like burned it for the Lord, but Abel had reverence for the Lord and respect for the Lord. So when he gave, the best of what he had, and that was pleasant for the Lord because he gave his first fruits. Meanwhile, Cain was just like, I'm just going to give you whatever I have, and you're just going to accept it. So that showed to me that Cain not only had fallen to sin, but he had a big pride issue. And that's why I feel like where pride entered the chat. You know how there always that concept of the seven deadly sins? I
Mm-hmm.
feel like each one enters the chat at a different time. And this is the first time where pride is shown ever in the course of history. This is what pride is. King was prideful. He's like, I got this apple. I'm not going to eat it. So I'm just going to burn it. It's kind of like you take what I give you type of moment. And because of then, I feel the next thing that after came when the Lord has like, why are you the way that you are? Like, why are you so kind of, I want to say full of yourself, but that's what he's kind of saying. Like, why are you so full of yourself? Why are you so worried about things? Like, why are you so prideful? Like, what is the reason of your heart being like this? And he was meaning to have that conversation to engage and turn away and be repentant. But what he took it as, oh, now you're telling me this is how I feel. Now you're telling me that I'm not good enough for you, but my brother is. That's where jealousy has entered the chat.
It's
So
a
I feel
fact.
like right there, you see right there, pride and jealousy.
And
And
envy.
sometimes when you're
And
prideful,
envy. Hmm.
sometimes it could lead to anything. Because look, pride could be into envy, but envy can also be jealousy. And jealousy is a subminor of what? Envy. So
Hmm.
I feel like that's the first time that you can show what envy can befall of you, what envy and pride that can be your biggest downfall. Because you could be trying to help you in your situation, but because you're met with so much offense that you can't even hear that he's trying to help you because you can't, you're just worried about, oh, why he's attacking me like that. So that's like what really, really, really hit me in this portion of the reading.
One of Wait, are you done?
Mhm.
Okay. One of the questions that Maling asked were when in the beginning in verse 1 where it said now Adam knew Eve, his wife. So it's pretty much she was trying to say like what are they trying to say right there? And I explained to her that any time in the Bible where it says this person knew their wife or knew this person is pretty much suggesting they had sex. For those who do not know,
That
Hmm.
was kind of like what's it called?
like a
A
PG
cleaner,
13 way.
like a PG-13 or a cleaner way of saying they had intimate
Yeah,
relationship.
I said it that way when I read the part when it says he knew his wife. So I'm like, it's like saying he knew her.
He nude.
Like he nude
I
her,
get it. I can
and he
understand
had,
the verb, the translation.
I didn't, because I've read it
Like
in
he
other
knew her. Like
Bibles.
he knows what he looks like, what she looked
Mhm.
like without no clothes on. Like he knows her personally.
But for
That's
them
what
not
you
to
could
say nude, like she said PG-13, they put knew her, but he meant like he nude her and he had a kid with her. Is
So
how I took it.
another question she had was that was why was Cain angry?
Mm-hmm.
And then the second question was, why did God reject Cain's offering? So when I answered her first question, it was only to my understanding as to how I read it. So one, Cain was angry because if you think about the hard work a tiller, a farmer has to go through. Do you know how long it takes for seeds to blossom and grow into trees and then make its fruit? It takes years to literally put in your sweat, to put in your tears, your blood, all of that to till the ground and grow all of these crops. And so to go through all that hardship and then give what you felt was the best of your fruit to the Lord, and then to be rejected after all your hard work, of course you would be angry. Who wouldn't be angry? I went through all this hard work for years, and you're telling me it's not good enough
Mm-hmm.
for you?
Like in human relations, let's say like Mari cooked a real like a Thanksgiving feast. Her children and son comes. I'm not touching a thing. I don't want it. And she'd be like, I have
I don't
done cooked
like
all
it.
this food for
I don't
years,
know.
for all day.
I don't
Like,
like it. It's nasty, and I spent the whole night
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
cooking.
that's
Yeah.
exactly what have
But
Cain had
that's
done.
how he felt. But it was a point. All
So,
right. You could.
all right. So the second question was, why did God reject Cain's offering? And then I explained to her, I was just like, because if you go back to when we read it in Genesis chapter 3, 17, it says that God told Adam, cursed is the ground for your sake. So the things he was tilling and the things he were growing were from a cursed ground. And
So it takes
literally,
3 times as hard to grow something out of it, even if you wanted to just cultivate it.
so not only did he give him something that was cursed, but you also gave him a cursed fruit from which it all started from. So you're basically throwing it's like giving God a reminder, hey, this is why we're here in the first place, because this is cursed. And so that's why it was rejected, because you
Okay,
gave
so here's a subthought. Do you think
uh-huh.
Cain knew?
I don't feel like
Because you know what, like you know how some parents don't tell their children everything.
mhm.
I sure as hell heck don't tell my children everything. Do you think he knew? And if he had known, would he have changed?
He probably didn't know, but still pride kicked in.
That's what I said. Still pride because
Where it hits where I was saying to her, like, where was we on this part? Because I took the notes too. This is when you was like, okay, what we read in chapter 3. What did we read in chapter 3?
he,
What of
You
Genesis
said- Yeah.
in 17,
Mm-hmm.
cursed is the ground for your sake, and in toil you shall eat of it all the days of your life.
And then we said to each other, this is something that we do. Remember? I'm trying to look for it
Um,
right here. Because it says, this is something that we do, and it's right here. And then if you do well, when he mentioned to him after the fact that I asked, but why didn't he accept him? God told him at the end, he said, if you do well, you will not accept, you will
like,
not accept.
will I
And
not
if
accept you?
Will I not accept be wait.
Will you
Will
not
you
be
not be
accepted?
accepted? And if you do not do well, sin lies at the door, and it desire is for you, but you should rule over it. And then it says, now Cain talked with Abel and his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel and his brother and killed him. So pride, envy, jealousy kicks in.
And ended
And
up with the very
mentioned
first
there,
murder. I just
God
realized you said
mentioned
that.
there, He gave us the power
Uh-huh.
to not accept, to not be accepted. He
Not
gave us the power
overcome.
to overcome that pride, to overcome that jealousy, to overcome that envy. But if we allow that envy and we allow that pride to kick in into our mind, it becomes murder. And this is something we were talking about just the other
Not
day
just
about
physically, but spiritually. That's it, because this is the first
spiritually.
murder. Because and you could even cite exactly what you're talking about, exactly what you're saying. Because I'm from chapter 4, verse 6, when he's talking to King Cain, why are you angry? Why have your conscience has fallen? If you do well, will you not be accepted? If you do not
In
do
other
well,
words, like she said,
sin at your sin at your door will desire for you, but you should rule over it. Meaning, you were born with sin. Sin is in your heart. But if you continue the way, your way of being will consume you. Or, that's why I said that repentance, or will you choose at that moment when I told you your way of being is going to consume you? What is your choice there? It's like the gospel. At that point, you got to choose.
Yes.
Are you going to continue and take it in an offense and just wreck your whole self? Or are you going to take it as constructive criticism and be like, wow, I really am doing something
Yeah.
wrong?
Because in that moment, like when in verse 5, when it describes that Cain's countenance fell, the translation for countenance, it just pretty much means face. So his face dropped because of his shock,
that's
his
what I wanted to
his
mention.
heartbrokenness of his offering being rejected from God.
So he asked them, like, why did your face drop?
And then he asked him, oh, but why are you angry? Why has your face dropped? And in that moment, it was as though, like, his anger developed and festered inside of him, that he allowed those negative feelings and those negative thoughts of his to grow and grow. And so God saw that in him and was just like, look, even if you do well, even if you don't do well, I accept you. And I need you to know that. But I also need you to know that I give you the power to not
To
allow
overcome it.
this feeling to overcome you, to rule over you. I give you the power to overcome, to be the master of your emotions, regardless of what you're
Mm-hmm.
facing. And so, like most of us, we allow our emotions to overcome us. And once we feel an emotion and we allow it to overcome our thoughts, we bring it into action and we bring it out on other people, which is exactly what Cain did. Whereas though the moment his anger festered into him, he began to have thoughts of like, oh, why did God do this? Why did he accept my brother offering and not mine? That he literally he festered in it so long that he put it to action and murdered his own brother. And so that's why I feel like this is also a very good lesson on how to control and be mindful of our emotions and understand that God gives us the power, literally, he says, to rule over it.
Amen. rule over our emotional and our actions, like,
Exactly.
you
Where
know,
you just because you have said emotion, it doesn't mean you have to act on it.
act on it. Hmm.
Just because you think a certain way doesn't mean that you have to speak on it, where you can just keep silent and bring it to God. But at the
And
same
not first humble yourself,
hmm
but at the same time,
and then
it was-
that what?
there was one more thing. It
Um,
kind of drew off from my mind.
as it goes on, after you can tell right after that Cain allowed himself to be overcome by his own thoughts and his own actions, that he appeared differently. He spoke differently
Hmm.
because the moment he committed what he did, he was just like, God's like, "Where is your brother Abel?" He's like,
He
"You
lied
know,
instantly,
you lied instantly." And
and
then he
then
was
you
like,
came out sarcastic.
you came out real snotty and you was just like, "Am I my brother's keeper?
Hmm.
Am I supposed to be watching over him, whatever he does?" Like
Turn
he
the
was
lights off
clearly,
and go to bed. I'm gonna turn everything off.
and then if
And
we,
she pointed up a thing that I was mentioning as well
mm,
about being born in sin. This was another example of the first sin committed, and as in being born in sin, he murdered. What I
I'm
was
gonna have to say
mentioning.
reread this from Pastor because this is another good supporting Romans chapter 3, verse 9, and then I'm gonna read till through 20. Ready?
Hold on. Let's get there.
like, oh my God, flipping.
Romans chapter 3, verse 9.
hmm I feel like this is really good to support exactly what we're talking about. I could start reading until you all get there. 'Cause I'm already here. Yeah.
In case we
Ready?
mark it.
Ready.
Name of the
So the
Father,
caption
Son,
is
and the
all
Holy
have
Spirit.
sinned. What then? Are we better than they? Not all. For we have all previously charged with both Jews and Greeks, all under the same, all under sin, as it is written. None is righteous, not one. There is no, there is none who understands. There is none who seeks after God. They have all turned aside. They have together become unprofitable. There is none who does good. No, not one. Their throat is like an open tomb. With their tongues they have practiced deceit. The poison of their asps is under their lips. Those those mouth is full of cursing and bitterness. Their feet are swept to blood, shed blood, destruction and misery in all their ways. And the way of peace they have not known. There is no fear of God before their eyes. Now we know whoever the law says that it says, who are under the law, every mouth may be stopped, and all the world will become guilty before God. Therefore, the deeds of the law, no flesh will be justified in his sight, for the law is knowledge of sin. I felt like that was really supportive because, like we said, that when we talked about how Cain's attributes and what he did of, like you said, am I your brother's keeper? Like he had a smart mouth, he was prideful, and he thought he was justified. But what it said in Romans, and because of what happened back to the creation, and he said it in there in Romans, no one is justified. No one is on level ground. No one is going to earn their way. No one's going to outsmart their way. No one's going to, you could be Mother Teresa. You're not, that's not it.
I like the word you said right there, where no one is going to earn their way. And that was his mistake, was because he believed that his works was
Was
going
going to earn
to
it,
be
but it
what
wasn't going to earn
God
it.
would
Because
have.
in Romans, they said it like to teach us on the after fact, like, look at Cain. He tried to earn his way, and I rejected him because that's not what I wanted. Works don't equal being right with me. It was what Abel did, his heart of this is the best of what I got. Lord, take it because this is the best of what I got. He was humble. If you follow an example of he was humble, he was graceful, and he was grateful for what he had and stored. So he gave the best what he had to the Lord. So it's just like it makes you think, where do you fall? And this is like the reflection question. Where do you see yourself right now? Do you see yourself prideful, jealous, full of yourself, conceited? Or are you like Abel, humble, looking, seeking, giving the best efforts to you have to the Lord? Or are you giving the best or just scraps?
Mhm.
Because it said it in Romans, no one is justified, not one. And he even said it in one of the part where he said, even the tongues will try to glorify me with their deceit. So some people could say, yeah, I love Jesus. Do you? Yeah, I love the Lord. Do you? Because Cain said he loved the Lord, but look what he did. What was his
Mhm.
actions telling him?
And what was his attitude?
What was his attitude like when
What
he
the
was
heck is
confronted? What was his attitude like
I'm
when he was
here. It's
confronted
just I
with his
caught a Charlie
convictions?
horse on my toes and I had to stand on my foot.
okay?
What was his attitude like when he was faced to meet his action with convictions?
Mm-hmm.
When he was convicted, did he take it to heart
He
or
took
did he
oh
take
he
it
took
as
oh he
instruction?
took that to heart. He
He
really
took it to heart.
he
But
took
what
that to
what
heart.
what needed to be done and what could have been done, he should have took it as instruction, but then he took it at heart. Let me write
Mm-hmm.
that down so I don't forget supporting scripture.
Let me write
Support
it down too. Wait, hold up.
script.
I like that. Hold on. You said
So,
what was it again?
uh,
It was Romans. That was the Holy Spirit, by the way. I had no idea. 9, no, Romans chapter 3,
Oh,
verse 9 through 20. That was the supporting scripture. Because that I was like, wait, I was like, I was at the moment y'all were talking, I'm like, all I heard was go to Romans. I'm like, okay, what am I looking for? Romans. And that's what you hear. Flip, 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 flip. I'm like, okay, Lord, I'm going to Romans. Where do you need me to go?
okay. So if you read on to verse 11, where it says, "So now you are cursed from the earth, which has
mm,
opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand." That
pause there.
part had me and my ling
Paused.
like paused. And then Marlene's just like, but what is he trying to say? So then I don't know. So I needed anytime I'm
Do
stumped by
you have
something.
a note for that before we give you our notes and what we kind of
Read that one more time. Which one are you returning to?
On verse 11, she wants to know if you have like a note regarding that
Yeah,
verse.
you are cursed from the earth. He which has his mouth open to receive your brother's blood. Oh, curse to the for his arm is open to receive your brother's blood from your hands.
so
Sorry,
like
I'm a
Jordan.
person. I'm a person who has to read the one down to get the understanding. When you till the ground, there shall be no longer yield its strength to you. If you should put it back upon you shall be to the earth. So what I get from that reading that a second time is now you are cursed when you open its mouth, you receive your basically that's the concept, that the definition of you reap what you sow. So for the recompense of committing murder for his brother, what he reaped was that anytime that he tries to till the land, anytime that he tries to, because look, I'm gonna be honest, he was gifted. He had gifted hands to till and to at least come forth vegetation from cursed ground. But because he did that, the Lord stripped him of his gift. It's kind of like being, you are with the Lord and you are anointed in such a way, but when you abuse your gifts, as easily the Lord can bless you with your gifts as easily as he can take it away. And that's what shows me of the causing of the recompense, that he's taking Cain's gift away. He's taking back what
So
he blessed them with to be able to till the land.
okay, that's sort of what you got. I
Hmm.
wanna for when we started and we stopped that. So now you are cursed from the earth. And we paused there first. And we was like, what do you get out of that first? You was cursed from the earth. And
That
what
So
is it
for
also meaning that he's able to be, he's like, how can you say this in a word? I don't know how to explain it. Okay, you remember how they said in Job that they said Job, like he told the enemy, like, you could do whatever you want, just don't touch his soul. Like you could have your way with him. Is that the same concept? Like because he did it, he goes like the enemy is like, you could do whatever you want, torment and torture him, or however you were cursed from the earth. Like kind of like, you're not under my protection. You're not under my protection.
in
You
a
wanna,
sense,
you
in
get
a, I see
tormented,
what
I
you're
turn a
getting
blind
at.
eye.
I see where
Huh?
you're getting. I see where you're getting at, and somewhat yes, it is in that same concept in which.
Like you get tormented, that's not my problem. Because I already told you what you need to do and you did the exact opposite.
Hmm. So
I will
pretty
not,
much
it's kind
that
of
is that.
like I will not, I'm not gonna hear you.
That
I'm
is that.
not.
So in the land that he's living in now, he's staying with Adam and Eve and his family, and so because God, where are we? The
And he
moment
has
it
and
to
says, "So
suffer.
now you are cursed from this earth," it's
from
just
the earth.
I am casting you out from where I reside. You no longer have my protection, and so I'm kicking you out. You're out, and that's what we got from there. And then
And that which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from from your hands. And there, that's when we dig deep. Cause that's when I told her, kind of look into it. I want to look into it besides going for our own understanding. And we didn't want to look it up online. We wanted to look it up through scriptures. And then she started looking up through scriptures when it says, which has opened its mouth. Because we was like, what are we stuck on? And it's the mouth. And he's like, it has opened its mouth. The earth has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood. It went deep. I mean, deep. I had to take that note because that's just how amazing God is, and the meaning that we felt it meant when we looked it up
and
through
so
scripture.
it took me to Isaiah
Mm-hmm.
chapter 26 verse 21, in which it says 23, is that the one?
Are you in Isaiah?
Oh, I could get to Isaiah quickly. I sorry, I was writing it first before I flipped. Forgive me, forgive me. I got
You're
you.
good.
I was like, because I'm
I was the
watching.
same way. I
You were like,
was
let me
telling
write
her
it
the
down
same
first.
thing. I was like, wait, Jolie, I gotta write this down.
Hold on. Ezra. Isaiah's after
Isaiah
that.
Isaiah chapter
26.
26 verse 21.
Hold
um
on. Samuel, Kings. I think it's Proverbs and Isaiah.
yes, you are correct, I believe. Yes,
I wish I knew them in order. That'll be my next step.
you will.
All I know is there's 66 books, and they're not in chronological order. That I do know. They're together in relevance, but not in chronological order. So I've heard, but I don't know if it's actually true.
It's funny, Joe, because I found our tests when we had to
Uh,
learn the
and
Bible from the names from the beginning to the end. I got
Okay,
all
I'm
of
in
them in
Isaiah.
our
Which one?
scores.
you there?
I'm in
21,
Isaiah
So that
21.
verse, no,
26,
26.
21.
Yeah, 26, 21. So
Okay, I'm in 3.
just to recap, when it says, which has open, you are now cursed from the earth, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood. And so if you go to Isaiah 26:21, it reads, for behold, the Lord comes out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth will also disclose her blood. It will no more cover her slain. In turn, that even the ground itself obeys the Lord. It
Mm.
snitches on people.
I mean, they said it himself because I hear your brother blood crying on the ground. That says it right there. That was like the. I'm gonna be honest.
hmm
That was a very OG gangster moment. He goes, "Oh, are you for real?"
Where she was?
Her phone died. I know that, but that was an OG gangster moment because low key when she said, "Oh, oh yeah, that's you don't know where he is," because I hear him. I hear his blood crying. It's like he's like, "Can to explain? You want to explain that one?" And then and then from there, 13, Cain, the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Surely you have driven me out this day from the face of your ground. I shall from your face. So is that what he's saying that he's scared?
Did he
Like
blow
he's
your mind?
terrified about
You know,
the
no, it
the
did not blow her mind.
what?
um,
Oh, the earth.
in a sense, yes, but
Oh,
He's
also,
the
he's like,
ground.
no, no, please, no, no.
so we're pretty much, so you know what vagabond is, right?
No.
Okay, so when God curses him and says, "You, a fugitive and a vagabond, you shall be on the earth." So,
I know what a future is, but not a vagabond.
so a vagabond has two different meanings, and it can mean one, a wanderer, meaning someone who will walk the earth alone with no support, no one, or two, the Hebrew meaning for vagabond is to be tossed around. And so you can find a description of that within there's a relatable text to a vagabond in Ephesians 4:14.
Hmm. That was when we kind of jumped into your call.
Okay, and what was that? Ephesians
So if
4:14.
you go to Ephesians 4:14, it goes on to read that we should no longer be children tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine by the trickery of men and the cunning craftiness of deceitful plotting. So it's pretty much an example as he is cursed to be a man who is always drifted by the wind, who is always drifted by his emotions and what he's feeling, and always con, con,
Okay. I don't mean to talk about anime like this, but to bring it back, remember how
Oh
Jose
God.
knows about Naruto would know about this one. Remember how Itachi, he would explain his brother Sasuke? He goes, Sasuke is a child, he can be easily dyed any color.
exactly.
For those who don't know anime,
And explain it in layman's
For those
terms.
who don't know anime, basically was that character was basically he just believed whatever someone told him. If it sounded right, he would just take it as truth. So basically, he was naive and gullible. So whatever he took it, and if it seemed right enough, he would just take it and receive it. He was dyed any color. So he's a blank canvas who could just, if you want to make him red, you will make him.
Yeah. So yes, those are the two meanings to that word. And so, yes, I agree. We're in that moment when the moment God cursed him. Yeah, I think he was scared because he's like, my punishment is literally greater than I can bear. Surely you have driven me out this day from the face of the ground, in which the ground, like what I was saying before, how the ground itself literally can speak to the Lord.
I shall be
It
hidden from your face.
obeys
No,
Jesus.
this is the part. I shall be hidden from your face, and I shall be a fugitive. Remember in Proverbs? Oh my gosh, you remember Proverbs, buddy?
Mm.
When he says that I will be hidden from your face, do you know what happens and what causes the Lord to not hear you? Do you remember Proverbs at all? Do you remember what we read?
Actually,
I know we remarked them.
I'm gonna remember because I marked them. Let me go back into Proverbs, because that
read that.
I'm gonna read it for you now. If I could just get there. I'm in Chronicles right now. Nehemiah, Job. I think that's too far.
Proverbs.
Nope. Psalms, Proverbs.
Who knows?
Okay, wait. Let me find it. Give me a second. Okay, it's Proverbs 1, and it's gonna be verse. I highlighted it. Okay, ready? This is a really good comparison of what he's talking about. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 23 to 28. And this
Yeah,
is in
I got.
reference to, you go, surely I've given them out. I shall be hiding your face. I am a fugitive and vagabond on the earth. If
Where you at?
that, hold on, I'm reading it so they can understand because I know this is videotaped.
Okay.
And it will happen that anyone who finds me will kill me. And the supporting verse is Proverbs chapter 1, verses 23. Turn to my rebuke. Surely I will pour out my spirit on to you. I will make my words known to you because I have called and you refuse. I have stretched out my hand and you and no one
Jesus.
regarded. Because you have disdained my counsel, you have none of my rebuke. I will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your
Mm.
terror comes. And when your terror comes like a storm, and the destruction comes like a whirlwind, the distress and anguish that come upon you, you will call on me. You will call on me,
No,
and I
with
will
one
not
answer.
answer. And you will seek me diligently,
But you will not
will
find
not find me. So that when the Lord
Because
says,
they
when the
hated
king's trying to say, you
knowledge.
turn your way from me, that is literally what of Proverbs is talking about. I'm gonna be like, I'm
Look,
going
and
through
it
it. Hear
continues.
me, hear me, hear me,
And it
hear me, hear me.
continues though.
Yeah,
And
then he
because
goes, hear
they
me.
hate knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
they would have none of my counsel, and despised my every rebuke.
Rebuke.
Therefore,
Therefore
they
they
shall
shall
eat
eat.
the fruit of their own way, and be filled to the full with their own fancies. For the turning away of the simple will slay them, and the complacency of fools will destroy them. But whoever
Mm,
listens to me will dwell safely, and will be secure without fear of evil.
of evil.
So you read
And
on
that
to a
and
what?
that unto the end, the 33 where we finished
Highlight.
lining it, highlighting. So
Mm-hmm.
we went from 23 to 33 that we highlighted. I remember that day.
We were shooken up. We were
Yeah.
shooken up. We were shooken up in that moment because we were later realizing how crazy did you have to be to the point that like you will call on the Lord and he's not gonna hear you. And there you go. It's talking about right there what Cain said. He went, he rejected the counsel, he decided to be like, I knew better. he acted on it badly. So what he did is that's literally what could happen. I will call on you and I will turn my face. Turning your face, when the Lord turns their face from you, that's why I'll also, you're gonna see, notice in like um Psalms, when like David's like, please don't turn your face away from me. That's literally referencing to the book of Genesis, because he turned his face from Cain because he
Okay.
did wrong. He sinned. Please
Mm-hmm.
do not let my sin to bring such a calamity, such a
I'm gonna put
downfall, such a
another one.
recompense that you will not hear my cries, that my prayers will go in vain because you are so angry with me.
Okay,
Because when I hit that, all I
another.
thought about was that time I highlighted in Proverbs. It just went ding.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Another supporting scripture is Proverbs 1:23 to 33.
Mm-hmm.
It could also be Proverbs 1 and 7, because just verse 7 alone, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and
Yeah,
destruction.
but it was the breakdown of God's rejected wisdom that
Mhm.
got me. It was just like, because you rejected my guidance, literally God's just like, look, I'm giving you the power to rule over sin. And
You have
so
rejected me.
Over your
That's the part that
feelings.
because
rejected
you
my
have
word.
rejected my counsel. And that's exactly what Cain did.
That is exactly what it did. But what kind of opened me is not just that the waters listens to him or speaks to him, not just that the birds and animals answers and speaks to
And
him,
praises
but
him,
the
but the ground
ground,
itself
the
opened
ground
its mouth.
itself opens his mouth and speaks to the Lord.
Mm-mm-mm.
See?
So yes, that is that is that.
Right.
You
That's
said
the
you had another
15.
one on Proverbs, yeah?
Oh no, she was just going over the
Mhm.
related
Oh
verse.
no, no.
And I
I
feel
was
like when we
reading it.
read back in Proverbs, when he says, turn away your complacency, but whoever listens to me will dwell in safety and will be secure without evil. That's coming back to evil, because he followed the Lord's instruction, because he did well, because he overwhelmed, he was able to reap the promise of whoever listens to me will dwell in safety and will be secure and fear with no
Mhm.
evil.
Secret counsel is
So it's
with
like, what promise
the
do you want to reap?
Lord is on house.
So
With
I have to pee,
him
but after I come
once
back,
upon
You got to
um,
read verse 16.
and
yes, I'm gonna
show
go
me
16
his
to
goodness
24 because that is the family of Cain.
and gives grace to the humble. And look, what we were saying, if only he would have humbled himself. And it says, do not envy the oppressor and choose none of his ways. For the preserved person is an abomination to the Lord, but his secret counsel is with the upright. The curse of the Lord is on the
Isaiah.
house of the wicked, but he blesses the home of the just. Surely he scorn the scornful, but gives grace to the humble. The wise shall inherit glory, but shame shall be the legacy of fools.
That's Isaiah. Which one? What part was that?
No, that's Proverbs.
That was Proverbs.
Yep,
Ooh,
Proverbs 3:31 to 35.
read that again so she missed it.
And it says here as well, do not envy. And this is part of,
Mm,
if only he was humble,
Oh, you have to
do
read
not
the first
envy
part.
the oppressor and choose none of his ways, for the preserved person is an abomination to the Lord, but his secret counsel is with the upright. The curse of the Lord is on the house of the wicked, but he blesses the homes of just. Surely he scorns the scornful, but gives grace to the humble. The wise shall inherit glory, but shame shall be the legacy of fools.
Thank you, Jesus, for the connections. Thank you, Jesus, for that deeper understanding, Lord.
Lord.
Oh, he is so good.
Wow.
I ain't took no invitation.
If y'all participate and say y'all want to,
Y'all females is trying to take over the damn chat thing to yourself. That's what it is.
nobody's trying to take over nothing. You be right upon.
So what was that? You said 3.
Proverbs 3,
Uh-huh.
31 to 35. Good. Okay.
And I guess if you go up from 21 to 26, right? Because that was the promised thing. But if you follow the will of the Lord, if you follow with um if you're humble, if you're this is your promise to you from the same chapter, Proverbs 3:21 to 26. My son, let them not depart from your eyes. Sound wisdom and direction, so that they will be life to your soul and grace on your neck. When you walk safely in your way, you will not your foot will not stumble. You will lie down and you will not be afraid. Yes, you will lie down. Your sleep will be sweet. Do not be afraid for the sudden terror, nor of the trouble from the wicked when it comes. For the Lord will be your confidence and will keep your foot from being caught. So
Do
I feel like when
not
you read
withhold.
31st to 35 was kind of like this is the thing when you were if you resonate with Cain, but if you resonate with Abel, your promises are you won't be afraid, you will walk in safety, and you can walk with the Lord with confidence. It's kind of like you got which one are you gonna be? What scale you're gonna fall towards? Or are you in the middle and you need to find yourself where you lie?
Mhm. You ready?
16.
Then
So
Cain,
we just got the connections of the connections.
the family of
Amen.
Cain. Then Cain went out from the presence of the Lord and dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Eden. And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bore Enoch. And he built a city and called the name of the city after the name of his son, Enoch. To Enoch was born Irad, and Irad begot Mehujael, and Mehujael begot Methshael, and Methshael begot Lamech. Then,
I'm sorry, these names would have me in this one tongue tied.
then Lamech took for himself two wives. The name of one was Ada, and the name of the second was Zillah. And Ada bore Jabal. He was the father of those who dwell in tents and have livestock. His brother's name was Jubal, who he was the father of all those who play the harp and flute. And as for Zillah, she also bore Tubal Cain, an instructor of every craftsman in bronze and iron. And the sister of Tubal Cain was Naamah. Then Lamech,
Stop.
what?
Stop. There's a lot of names going on, and I'm lost of who is whose child
Don't
and
worry,
who
we're gonna
belongs
break
to
that
who.
down. We're gonna
Okay,
break that down. All
I'm
right.
lost.
23.
Too many names. Stop playing.
23.
Listen. You're gonna
Then
like.
then Lamech said to his wife, Ada and Zillah, hear my voice. Wives of Lamech, listen to my speech. For I have killed a man for wounding me, even a young man for hurting me. If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, then Lamech 77fold.
Oof.
Remember when Peter used to say, how many times do I have to forgive him? 7 times 27 times 77, I think it was.
It was 7 times 70.
7 times 70. It was a lot of sevens. I gotta look that up.
I
I'm
thought
gonna
that
look it
was
up
Hilda.
when I get a chance.
All right.
I know she was on.
I thought that was Hilda.
He thought you was Hilda.
The hat got me.
That hat got him.
No, it's because I don't have a hair tie, so this is my only option to put my hair up.
Doobie.
We got like
So how many times did Peter forgive? 70 times 7.
70 times 7.
we got like $3.
And this person was to be avenged, basically
77.
We
double.
are so pop. Hold on, Zay.
Okay.
You like somebody who's studying.
We got it.
So,
Throw this off to me.
do you have a note before I read mine?
I didn't have a note for that one because that one lost me. I'm
Okay,
gonna be
fair enough.
honest.
Yeah, all them names, right? All them
I'm just
That's
like, okay,
fine.
this is
Doria's
That's
just a
fair.
son and
no. This part, I'm like, okay, it's just a family tree,
It's
okay, now everybody's just boarding kids.
no, you see,
right?
y'all got lost here, but this is the part that fascinated me.
It's just that sometimes I have a hard time keeping up with the biblical family trees.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I get that.
I
So,
have that
Cause you're
issues.
just like, who is the daughter? Who is the who?
Who's the?
so
I gotta go slowly. I gotta go back again and again. Like, okay,
this
so
is
who's
what
the
kind of
daughter
caught
of?
me though, and I could be wrong for assuming this. Maybe not. This could be right. I don't know.
But this is
But
why
this
I
is
don't want to
just
assume and look into it
yes. But
when we
this is
feel
just
like we're assuming.
I wrote a question because this is just a thought of mine that I still have. And in verse 16, where it says, Then Cain went out from the presence of the Lord and dwelt in the land of Nod. 17, and Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bore Enoch. To my understanding, Adam and Eve were the first family.
Hmm.
And so,
And that's his son.
yes, and that's their son. However, women are not mentioned as much in the genealogy in the Bible unless they have incredible significance. Now, is it possible that Adam and Eve also had daughters and the daughter was Cain's wife?
Yeah, because who else had a woman? Who else had daughters at the timing for
Like
him
he
to
took
have
one
a
of his
wife?
sisters.
Exactly.
But
Mm.
then that's part of the sin as well, like, isn't it? Or that was
Not
that
then.
at that
Not
timing,
then.
not then.
Because God told Adam and Eve to be fruitful and to multiply,
So
then
basically, they didn't got a lot of choices then.
they didn't have a lot of choices. And
So it's like
being
you
that
take
that
your
was the
sister, you
first,
take nobody.
pretty much. So he took his sister. When he was casted out, that means that he took his own sister and wiped her up. Just saying.
I feel like I understand, but at the same time, I just want to say ew.
That's fine. That's
I
fine.
mean, it's ill.
Especially
It's
for
fine
the
for
Bible.
now because in this generation is a ill for us. But in in that time, in that
It's like I don't got no
generation,
other choice, but
there was no
deal
other
deal.
choice because there was only that family that was created. It was only that. That's what started everyone to even appear in life. But then again, it comes back to when people used to say, "We are all brothers and sisters."
Yes, in Christ. But we are all
We
related.
want to say, "Ew, we are all related." It's
Technically,
something.
yeah.
You're my sister.
No, technically, yeah, we're all because the bloodline all goes back to
Adam and
Adam
Eve.
and Eve.
And so,
Now we might be distant brothers and sisters, but we're brothers and sisters.
And we were created by sisters and brothers.
just wanted to throw that fun fact, that fun thought out there because I was just like, all right,
I put it back in the
All
room
right.
on top of the white
all
thing.
right.
Sure, I did.
So,
To go on,
all right. He took his sister. Now you got me there
he took his sister
and wiped her
and wiped her up,
That's why I said wiped her up. I was literally
and
thinking,
and they both had a baby
and
and
they
they
both
called
had,
him Nod.
and they called him Enoch.
Enoch.
Was
No.
it
Wait,
Enoch? Isn't
hold
there a book
on.
of Enoch?
There is a book of Enoch, and I read it, and it was incredibly interesting. But that is not valid to this
But
day.
my question is that the same Enoch?
It is the same Enoch.
Okay, that's all I
It
needed to know.
is.
I was like, is that the same
Okay,
Enoch?
wait. So he knew his wife. All right, Enoch, I'm here. And built a city and called it the name of
His son, Enoch.
Okay,
his
so
son.
Cain wife was the sister. I'm gonna say that was
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna put this down.
sister.
The family of Cain.
And
And
because we all know that these people were not named just because they had their each of their name had significance, and always like that in the Bible.
okay, so you know what? I'm gonna write each person name. I'm gonna flip a page and we're gonna write the meaning. All right. First, we're gonna start with Enoch, the first kid. Or we're
No,
gonna start from
first we are going to start with Cain because this starts with Cain's family.
okay. So
So
first, we're
Cain.
gonna start. I'm gonna put daddy.
Daddy Cain.
Pretty much, we're gonna write it like that. Who they are and what their name is. So daddy.
Are
I
we
don't
writing the
think
meaning of their names?
Yes,
that's what I'm gonna do.
you can write it. I'm going to give it to you, or you can re-look over this video, and then you can write it down.
Hold on. So Cain's wife was his sister,
Yes.
and he had a and he had
I'm
his
gonna
first,
write.
right?
His first son was Enoch.
Wait, what was his wife? Didn't give the name,
They did
right?
not give her
No.
name
So I'm
because,
gonna
like
put
I
no
said,
name.
they only gave significant names of women who held value.
So
So
what does Cain's name mean?
Cain's name means acquired. So, like it said in the first, and it's funny that it means that it has two meanings, Cain's name. So the first meaning of his name is acquired because wife Eve said the moment she conceived him, I have acquired a man from the Lord. So that's the first meaning as to what his name is. The second meaning of his name is sword.
Wait. You started with Cain?
Yes.
All right. The first meaning was what?
The first meaning is
Acquired.
acquired.
Acquire?
Yes, because it's in chapter 4 verse 1.
Blessings and prayer for the birthday boy today. He's 15.
He's
Amen.
35. Oh my gosh.
Jesus, bro, you're making me old.
Um
All right. Acquire.
acquired, and you can find that
Acquired?
acquired because in chapter 4
Hold on. Is it like a choir, like singing? Oh,
no.
spell it.
Acquire, like I have to acquire X, Y, and Z. Like I have to acquire.
You can find Maling. How you spell it is in verse 1 of chapter 4, where Eve says, I have acquired a man from the Lord.
Oh, that word.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is the first meaning of his name. The second meaning is the word sword.
Oh my goodness.
Mm.
Second meaning sword. Okay.
All right. So it goes on to Enoch.
So I put sister, wife, no name, and then I put Enoch.
Sister wife.
That's exactly what she is. You know how you have that's your cousin, that's your brother, and they say that's your
Yeah,
primo cousin, that's a sister wife.
that's funny. So the second is Enoch. His
Mm-hmm.
name means dedicated.
Okay.
And then from Enoch was born Irad.
And
Irad means city wanderer.
hold on. From Enoch was born.
Irad.
Let me go back to the names here.
You can find his name in verse 18
18 was
to
born
Irad.
Erod. Erod, which means what?
Dedicated.
I thought that's what Enoch meant.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Gilead means city
You
wandered.
got you got me
Wandered.
all mixed up. So Irad means city wanderer.
Okay.
And then the third was Me Mehjael.
Who's this?
Mehujal. Meh
Hold on.
Irad.
You say that so perfect. I can't even pronounce that. Hold up.
He
Because she
it's
thinks
the
that she
same
reads it
verse.
like it's in Spanish.
Erod and Erod begot.
Meh
Erod.
Meh
Erod
you
begot Mehu.
So
Mehu
begot is
Jael.
basically like he had.
Yes.
He
He
had.
had Mehu Jael.
And Erod.
Did you look at the pronunciation before you learned how to read
Had
his name, or you just were able to read it?
Oh, when I looked up the Hebrew translation, these are
man.
the actual translations in Hebrew, and then it breaks it down for you right next to it. So
Oh, how to read his name.
yeah,
Mehua. Meh.
don't
Hold
don't
up.
say don't say the H. So it's me you jael me you
Mehu.
Meju Jahed. Meju Jahed.
me you
You got me feeling like I'm back at my job talking
Me, Jew,
Hebrew
Jael.
and Jew.
not Jew you
Me,
No, what's that?
Jew, like, you like me? Jew.
you like
Me who
Mm,
Jahed.
me you
Mehu
jael
She said,
Mehu.
May you.
you
Like,
you
you, like, Jew. Jew like me, Jew.
you
I
like
mean,
me.
Meju Jahed. My
Yes.
next child name is gonna be Meju Jahed.
You can't even pronounce it. What you talking about? Anyways,
I just want to know.
his name means blotted out by God or
Really? That's what
Oh
you
erased.
want your kids?
no, I was just playing.
The meaning of his
Come
name literally
on.
means erased out by God or blotted out by God.
Wait.
Why did he? Whoa.
Race
That name meaning is crazy.
by
That just went
Right?
out the window.
God
Like, ain't
or
nobody gonna really just.
blurted out.
What is he trying to say? He's a discount, like this one don't count.
That's a
So
bad
so
name.
pretty
Forgive
much
me.
meh was the Hebrew word for like erase or
Wait, are you
blotted.
kidding me?
Q, that part was out. So meh, blotted, Q, out, and Ja'el, or El, means God. So Ja is by, El is God. That's literally the breakdown of the name. So that's why that's the meaning of that name.
That was so.
I'm I'm sorry. You said he had music playing, and it's just like you was distracting, like disturbing me with this whirly music on out loud, and over here dancing. Like I was gonna catch that attention. I needed to focus on what y'all was saying.
So pretty much just write that. It just
I
means
did. I
erase.
put erased by God or blotted out by God.
Yep. And then after him was Meth Shu Shael.
Oh, wait, I skipped someone. I put Lamech.
Oh no, no, that's after Matthew.
Wait.
So it's Meth.
So it's Meth, you,
Meth.
Meth,
Then
you, Shael,
and then
Meth.
Mehu Jael had Meth
Meth, Hugh, Shael.
Hugh Shael.
Yep.
Then
I'm sorry, I just can't get past the meth part. Like I was like, what is wrong?
Mehu Jael.
I already know this is gonna be
Had.
crazy. So what does this one mean?
Right?
So Meth, Hugh, um,
Mehu.
Shael means man of God.
Oh, that one. See,
Wow. Really? Mean man of God?
It means man of God.
so then if they wanted to shorten his name, they just called him Meth.
Mm. Really?
You could call him Shael.
Oh yeah, Shell sounds like a lot, but I'm like, how did they? Because I know they did not say his name over and over again, or maybe because the customs were different.
Yeah. They say your full name. Matthew Shael. Matthew Shael. Matthew
I
Shael.
noticed that basically in the Hebrew language, they just named you what they felt like in the moment. Because like they said, Benjamin means like sorrow, and then like the Benjamin was like a whole different meaning. There's a difference of an I and an N. So that's what basically the Hebrew language is. That one syllable changes the whole name.
That was Cain's line right there. Those people. And then when you go on to verse 19, that's the beginning of Lamech's line.
And who's Lamech?
Lamech
Is the
is,
man of God's. That's his bloodline. So should I just
yes,
make a line?
you would make a line. So Matthew Shael, the man of God, had Lamech.
All right. Line. Matthew Shael had the man
No, no, no.
of
He didn't
God.
have the man of God. That's the meaning of Matthew Shael means. That's
I know the
oh,
man of God.
oh, the man of God, yes, had Lamech.
It's just, I'm sorry if you're reading, having this recording is because we cannot pronounce his name. We're not calling
Had
him the man of God, but we're just basing off what it means. I just want to preface that in
La-
this video.
met. These names are so. I feel like I said,
Is
like
it
I'm back
Lamech
at work.
or Lamech?
La,
Lamech?
Lamech.
it's
Lamech.
Lamech.
it's in Hebrew, so you gotta
It's like
add a little phlegm to it. So Lamech.
Oh,
I feel like I'm back at work.
okay.
Yo, when I was working at the Jewish spot, this is how they used to teach me to talk.
Okay, so Lamech.
Lamech.
So
So
Like
then Lamech
they
was.
used to have a piece of name Sabich, and I had to go Sabich, and they're like,
so to continue,
So Lamech was Mac Daddy. He had two wives,
yes,
which is a day.
which is Ada and Zila.
wait. So this one, they named his wife.
They named both of his wives.
So
All right. So wait,
I
I
made
gotta
like a
get
little
comfortable.
branch because that's his little wives, but then that works, right? To
Yeah.
make me okay.
All right. You said this is the
This is the
this
now this is the family line of Lamech.
now this.
What is their name means for the wives or no?
That I did not look up.
Also, so I'm gonna put and I'll leave that open for me. So then from there make another line.
Yes, you can. If you want to know their meanings, Ada
Yes.
means adornment, and then Zila means shade.
Do okay. So then from verse 20, then baby mama A had Jabal.
Yes. So this is, oh my gosh, her phone died again. So what I found interesting was that, all right, so verse 20 speaks of Jabal, right? Yes. Jabal, um, all right,
I
I
put
got,
mama A Jabal because we all know this is. There's two
so,
baby mamas. We got to keep track.
so the meaning of their names is what they were father to, if that makes sense.
A tribute?
Yes. So, for instance, is she coming?
Could be good, no, or really bad. But let's just see
Okay,
how
I'm
this
so
went.
sorry. My
So,
phone died again, and I
No.
missed
All right, you didn't miss nothing. So,
La
anyway,
so
Meh.
basically, we made another line. We put Lamech, and then we put the wives. The Ada means adornment. Zila means shade, and we're basically getting into baby mama A, which is Ada,
so
Wait,
Ada,
wait,
the
wait.
first baby mama.
The meaning of La Meh.
Lamech. So the meaning of Lamech is the despairing.
The despairing.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. The
I'm sorry, this family don't know whether to be mad or happy at this point.
It's. I'll explain that. I'll explain that.
Because it looks like no, I just noticed a
despairing. What
pattern.
is
They
that?
were like happy. I'm
What is what?
upset.
What is the despairing?
The
Like this
despairing. The
despairing?
the despairing.
Sparing.
My
So,
Lord, have mercy.
Miss, these are words that I'm learning.
All right. So despairing. You want me to type it here?
Yeah.
Okay. I am despair. Right. Okay. If you look at the chat, it's right there. Despairing.
Okay.
So that's what that name means. And so Ada in verse 20 had Jabal. The names of each of these wives' sons' name, it's what they were fathered to. So, for example, Jabal was the, if you what is it, 20,
Mhm.
Jabal, he was the father of those who dwell in tents and have livestock. So it's interesting because while Cain tried to build a city to stop being a vagabond, Jabal mastered being he mastered the trait of being a wanderer, of being a loner in life. And so he found a way to be successful by building tents and building livestock.
So he became a nomad,
Yes. He
a fresh
became a
nomad.
That went
master
too.
at he
I
became a master of
because
being
my
a nomad.
phone died, I feel so lost for a second. Did y'all get the meaning of the wife's names?
She just said it.
Baby mama A,
I'm
Ada.
writing.
Oh, she writing.
You
Baby
remember?
mama A. You ready for baby mama A? Ada.
Lema, Lemech, wife. Wait. Lemech, baby, mama.
Ada,
Hey.
which is Ada.
God.
It means
Uh,
adornment.
endowment,
I'm a
Adornment.
money. Look at the chat. Look at the chat.
adornment. Okay. And then
Look at the chat.
I got it. And then the second baby mama,
Is Zila.
So I'm gonna put under him was good at being nomad because that was good to remember. Was
He mastered the nomadic life, pretty much.
I'm gonna get to that part. But Azila is what?
Well, how many
the
is
shade.
shade? Is shade.
Same.
Look at the chat.
Oh Lord Jesus. This is why I'm taking forever. All right. Jade. Okay. And then you said, what about the what's the next one? Jabal?
Jabal.
Yeah. Which is baby mama's a baby. That's Adele's son. Named
Jabal.
Jabal was the father of livestock and he was good at being a nomad.
Baby mama. Hold on. Baby mama's a son,
It's so funny how we refer to her as a baby mama. Lord, if that's disrespectful, I'm sorry.
which
She's not
means
technically a baby mama because he wiped her up.
But we just say baby mama so we
that's
can
his
make
baby
it clear.
mama.
That's his
All
baby
right. So
mama.
Jabal means what?
Father of livestock.
Father of life stock.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
And he was the father of all those who play the harp and
No.
flute.
No.
He was good at being a nomad. You're getting ahead of
He
yourself,
was
my
the
dear.
And
father. So
he
the ten
was good at what?
he was the
Being a
father of
nomad because he
those
dwelled in tents.
he was
At
the father of those
being
who dwell in tents. So it's in verse 20.
no. In verse 20. And Adab would he was the father of those who dwell in the tent and have livestock. His brother named Jubal. Okay, what was the understanding I was getting so into?
Because the tent and
Because
livestock, that means he was moving around. He was a nomad. You're tenting. That means he was a master camper
yes,
and
so
moving.
yes. So I said to her that Jabal, so like pretty much while Cain was trying to build a city to stop being a vagabond, to stop being a city wanderer, Jabal mastered and found a way to be successful as being a wanderer, as being a nomad by building tents and building livestock.
Mm.
So picture him like he has a tent on his back and he's got like 3 sheep following him. In a sense, he's a nomad. Then when he's tired, he stops, pitches his tent, do what he got to do, and keep going.
Mm.
So, verse 21 speaks of her second son, Jabal's brother, which is Jubal.
Okay.
His first baby mama.
Yes, his
Yeah,
first
babe.
baby mama had 2 sons.
So his first baby mama had a second son, right?
Yes, whose name was Jubal. It is in verse 21.
41.
Name was.
Right.
I
So,
thought we wrote that though. Hold on.
Jubal?
I did Jubal. Jubal, you said, which means the father of. Livestock.
Yeah.
That's Jubal. His brother's name is Jubal.
There's a
They sound
difference of
the
a vowel, my
same.
love.
Goodness, what a confusion.
You're not paying attention.
All right. So the first son is in verse
I
20,
see it
and the
though. I see
second
it. I
son
see it.
is in verse
I
21
see it. I'm just saying the names.
because they sound alike.
Jubal, Jubal. Yes.
All right. So he represents the development of music because,
So basically, he's the father of worship.
yes. So
Like,
because they were in such toil and sorrow, they had to find a way to ease their pain, to ease their sorrow. And so he became what she said, the father of music and agriculture, pretty much, of like the art of dancing and music and all that.
because we love the Lord. Just,
I don't know if they was singing to the Lord
but,
about that.
you never know.
I don't know, but you probably right. Maybe.
Because he said that, I'm going to be honest. Who was to say? Because he said he wasn't going to listen to Cain. But I know that sometimes you pay for the generations of the generations. But it looks like from the children here that they're trying to, even the bad hand that were dealt, they're still trying
To
to,
find the light in it.
yeah, and do right.
Yeah.
Because look, I have my own transgressions that my past family did. But by the grace of God, I'm able to break generational curses and not have to carry that and try to find the light in it. And maybe that's what these children are doing here.
I think so. I think so. So that one's Jubal. Now this is the second baby mama and
You
her
ready,
first
Maddie? Baby mama too?
So we gotta put these.
All right.
baby mama number
And
2.
You know what I mean?
wait, babe. And from his baby mom number 2, which is
Which is Tubal
Zilla.
Cain. Well, at least that's how it's pronounced in Hebrew. Tubal Cain.
From Zilla, right?
Yes, from Zila.
From Zilla. And this was her first child?
This was her first child, Tubal Cain.
Her
He
first
represents the birth of technology and weaponry. So while Cain's name means sword and or spear, Tubal learned how to forge the sword.
He said
wait.
it's crazy out here. I gotta defend myself.
So Tubal
That's
means
literally what he
technology.
said.
No, so Tubal is the father of, right, so it's verse 22. So he's the father of bronze and iron. So the reason it says bronze and iron, because that was the beginning stages of weaponry. So he was the first to start building weapons, meaning spears and swords and all the sort.
And then there's his sister, and her name is Nema.
And then in the same verse, in verse 22,
He has a little sister named Nema,
Zila,
right?
Zila had a sister. Zila had a daughter named Nama. Now, it doesn't entirely explain her much. Her name does mean beautiful, but it's like I said before, it is rare that they speak on daughters and or women in the genealogy in the Bible, but There are theologists that believe that she held some significance or held some type of importance pre-flood. So there are people who also think that she may have been Noah's wife, and that's why she's mentioned.
That makes sense.
Nama.
At this time, they lived to
Yes,
like
Nama.
ever. At this time, 200 years, if you're 200 years old, that's normal. That's like, oh, you're middle aged.
That's a lot of years. I can't imagine being 200. Did they aged? Yes, they
Yes, they
aged.
aged.
They aged, but I guess they were fit, so they didn't really feel it as much.
Because they didn't eat all the garbage we eat right now.
Hmm.
Exactly. Period. Let's. Our next thing, we're gonna learn how to eat biblically.
Amen.
That's
I
our
think
next
my
thing is to
body's
eat.
already going through that, but we can talk about that later.
Do you know how much amount of weight and like how nurturously things if we all ate biblically?
Yeah, we'll be in a Daniel fast if we ate biblically.
Yeah. What is
Very.
it? What is Daniel fast? Remind me again. Nuts,
So,
dates,
nuts, dates, fruits, vegetables, legumes, beans,
fish,
different types of beans, lentils,
and no fish,
no
no
fish.
protein, no protein.
Mm-mm.
So basically,
Nothing,
very
nothing with a
vegetarian.
face.
That's the best way to put it. Nothing with a face. If there's a
Nothing with
face,
a
that's
face.
not it.
All right, going to 23. Lamech said to his wives and Ada and Zillah,
Hear
hear
my.
my voice. Wife of Lamech, listen to my speech. For I have killed a man for wounding me. I'm sorry, for wounding me. So this is him telling him what he did
He's telling his wives what he did. Yes.
and his basically grandkids.
Yes.
If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, Lamech's 77 fold. So basically, is if Cain was cursed, if he was ever touched, how much cursed would he be if someone touched Lamech?
You can either look at it that way, or you could look at it as though our um our father's father sin
Mhm.
is generational, meaning it's genetic. So I feel like because Cain was prideful, that he's just like, oh, his pride moved on and down the line. Whereas those, just imagine if his revenge was sevenfold, what about mine? Because I killed this man. And so what? So what?
But his children haven't killed no one.
His children haven't killed anyone, but it doesn't mean it leaves them like that curse leaves them. They're all from Cain's line.
Oh,
Basically, think
wow.
about generational curses. Something happened,
That
generation,
makes me think.
generation.
So if you get cursed, if you fall into sin and you fall into a line where you murder someone, this goes down your line.
Yes, it could.
Yeah. Why you think that people say this generational curses are habits?
Well, it's true, yeah.
Alcohol has drugs. Sometimes something as sensitive of like you find out multiple family members that are women who've been sexually abused or abused in some type of way.
And that goes down the line.
It goes down the line. Teen pregnancy, that's another one that goes down the line very often.
Oh, yeah.
And it always takes that one to beat it. It takes that one.
Moving forward,
That's why we gotta be chain breakers in the room.
my lane 25 to 26, the last one.
I could read it.
Okay, go.
And Adam knew his wife again, and she bore a son and named him Seth. For God has appointed another seed for me instead of Abel, whom Cain killed. And as for Seth, to him also a son was born, and he named him Enosh.
Wait, so low key, what
Then,
happened to Eve? Did she just die of natural causes?
Yeah.
then began to call on the name of the Lord. So the
So
new
basically,
son,
he was a widower and remarried
Ooh.
Adam.
No, Eve was still alive.
So he just has another. He pulled a Lemech. He has two baby mamas.
No, he said, and Adam knew his wife again, meaning he just had sex with her again and
Oh,
had
how
another
old was
kid.
she, how old was she then?
She was
Jesus.
like old, man. She was like,
How you still having babies?
because
Abuela can have babies. Let me stop.
back in those days, people lived up to 900 years old.
that's what I said. 200 was like you're middle aged.
Pretty much, kind of. Would you say 200? I'll say like
Wow.
500. You're like middle aged, which is crazy.
Which wasn't Moses there?
No, Moses not alive yet.
I know, but Moses lived a long time.
Moses lived around the hundreds. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Adam knew his wife again. So basically, intimate relationship. She bore the only Seth, or kind of pointed a seed. So Seth had his name changed, or Seth's son was Enosh.
No, all right. So Eve's second, third son technically. When Eve had another son, she named him Seth, and then
Mhm.
Seth had a child, and his name was Enosh.
So Seth's
Seth's son was named Enosh.
baby. Oh my
Okay,
god.
so going back to Adam, we're gonna draw a line going back to Adam and Eve.
So
Eve
basically, if you make a tree,
had
let's see.
another son
Eve.
and called him
Mhm.
and called him Seth.
Dead, cursed.
Um, you got the meaning of Seth?
Yes, I do. Seth
Dead.
means appointed because, as you see, Eve, after having Seth, Eve said, "For God has appointed me another seed, and for me instead of Abel."
What's about Enosh?
Enosh. Enosh
That's
means
not a-
what?
I don't know. It just makes me think it sounds like a really bad bugger. But go ahead.
Oh, Enosh means mortal.
What?
Mortal,
Mortal.
like human.
And
Yeah.
Seth.
And it's spelled like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hold on.
Cursed.
For Princeton, start able.
So
Wait,
now,
wait, wait. Wait. God has appointed another seed for me instead of
so you can
Abel.
say
What
that it
does he
was.
mean? What does she mean by that part?
What?
Okay, never mind.
So
And
it's
has
through
Seth
Seth's line that there was Noah.
to him also a son.
That what?
It was
Yes.
Seth's line that there was Noah.
Yes.
Um,
Because one
um,
was cursed and wandering, and the other one died. So that only left Seth and Enosh.
named
Enosh.
him.
And then that brings us to chapter 5.
And Enosh
Does
mean what?
everybody
I'm
hear?
sorry.
Enosh means appointed.
Didn't you say that was for Seth?
Oh, sorry. I don't know why every time you ask me that I get confused. Enosh means mortal, like Mortal Kombat, like the game.
Just so
Which
you
is
can
the
focus.
meaning.
Enosh means mortal, meaning human. That's what mortal means.
Okay.
I feel like they just have the baby. Like, what's his name? Human. No, what's his name? Human. No, no.
And
Just, I can imagine everyone just waiting for his real name and be like, that is
like
his
I'm
name.
saying his name. Like, what are you saying now?
Can you imagine someone who looked up the name who was Jewish and be like, what's his name? Enosh. Well, we know he's mortal. He's human. No, that's his name. He's. So are we going into chapter 5 today, or we're gonna stop there and then restart another?
I would say we stop and let those who hasn't catched up and reach out to them and catch up with them,
And they
just
can
so we can
review
all
this
start.
video and
Yes, we can review the video for the first, time that we started it, and we could also catch back on them from 2, because mom is left back as well since she's been dealing with grandma and all that.
Is
She
she let back from all
needs
the way from 1?
no, no, because she was
I
in
don't
a.
even think she wasn't in one.
Mm-mm.
She wasn't in 1. She was in 3.
So
3.
we went back with her on 2 though.
Oh, you're right. We did. We did. You're right. Because the girls were there and they read it.
Right. So basically, we need 3. Some people will need 3, and now 4.
Yeah,
And then, so for anyone on this video watching, our homework is chapter 5 with notes, and to catch up on chapter 4.
And I am closing the video recording. This was chapter
mm,
4, right?
Mm-hmm.
4.